Alrighty, so I don't know what this video is going to be like. It's probably going to be hot trash, but we're just going to go with it. Welcome to our XPDLA Week 1 Team Builder and Battle for the Akron RubberDruckellets. In this match, we're taking on Smeargle, and I don't remember his name, his team name. I can probably look that up right quick, but I'm not gonna. Because time. I just do this. No, that didn't do anything I wanted. Cool, so that's fine. Where his team's going to appear right now on the side. So he has a Torn T, Rotom Wash, Blissey, Lycanroc, Dust, Mudsdale, Houndoom, Mega Heracross, Mew, Roserade, Doublade, and Comfey. And my team is the team that went up in the last video for now. In my mind, we didn't have the most favorable matchup just because Magearna didn't have a very good matchup, and my team is kind of centralized around Magearna. Because Magearna can't really break through the Blissey, the Doublade, the Mew, Torn T, but I think I made Mons that work for this team. So first up, of course, is our Magearna. This week she was holding the Akaberry, which has super effective fire type moves with Dazzling Gleam, Ice Beam, Volt Switch, and Pain Split. Dazzling Gleam is there to hit things hard. Ice Beam is there for the Mudsdale and the Torn T. Volt Switch. So, in building, I was convinced that Doublade would be the guarantee switch in to Magearna. Like, Doublade or Blissey would be the guarantee switch ins. So, in my mind, I would click the Volt Switch button, go into either Cinderace or another Mon to deal with them. Like either Cinderace or you'll see another Mon I could switch in because it does a lot of damage. And and then the last move is Pain Split. Pain Split's there specifically for the Blissey. If Blissey came in, and Magearna was low, I can click Pain Split and bring my health skyrocketing back, pretty much giving this thing a second life. Which really helped because this thing, in my eyes, did really well because it's a Magearna. Next up on the docket is our Hotfoot, our Cinderace, with the heavy duty boots, Pyro Ball, High Jump Kick, U-Turn, and Court Change. Oh, and the EVs, enough HP to live, I believe a Mudsdale Earthquake, enough speed to outspeed a no speed Mega Heracross. No, this is enough defense to take an Earthquake from Mega Heracross. Enough speed to outspeed a no speed Mega Heracross, and then the rest into special attack Modest because I can run Modest with the no speed Mega Heracross. Enough, and then just the rest in special attack, which nuked something on the team. Next up is our Hotfoot, our Cinderace. I already went over the moves. Pyro Ball plus High Jump Kick hit the team hard, except for the Rotom Wash, which, oh well. I thought I had things that could do really well with it. I already played the battle, and that's going to be in this video, just because when we did the battle, my sister was on an important business call, and I didn't want to be loud. But Cinderace has enough speed for the Mew, and enough HP to live. I think that was another Earthquake from either Mega Heracross or Mudsdale, or a Hurricane from Torn T. Pretty much take any one hit and then retaliate. And just the rest in attack with an adamant nature allows me to hit things hard. Now, these two mons and the rest of my team really don't like banded Lycanroc Dusk because of Accelerock. So my check to it was my Rhydon. Rhydon has enough, pretty much, it can take, I think, 3 drill runs from the Lycanroc Dusk if it was banded. And pretty much any attacking move, any physical attack it can take comfortably with Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Toxic, and Stone Edge. Earthquake and the first 3 moves make sense in my eyes. Stealth Rock because of switch-ins from like the Lycanroc Dusk or the Houndoom or anything else. Earthquake for just hitting things hard. Toxic was for the switch into Mudsdale, the Blissey, the Torn Tea, the insert other things here. And then Stone Edge was just there because I needed another move. I didn't, like, there was a lot of moves I could have ran, but I was convinced Stone Edge was the best. But, oh well. Next up is our late game sweeper in DD Photon Geyser knockoff Earthquake Necrozma with a Lumberry. With this investment, I can outspeed everything on his team at +1, barring Scarfers. Enough attack so at +1 everything drops that isn't Fizz Death, and 64 HP is just left over. This, like, if I got up to +1, things dropped. Like, a lot of his mons dropped hard, but then at +2, everything I think drops except for like Super Fizz Death Mudsdale and Super Fizz Death Blissey and Rotom. But whatever. This is a fantastic set for this matchup. I really wanted to run Weakness Policy, and you're going to see in the battle an opportunity for me to prop the Weakness Policy and just hit something hard. Looking at the matchup again, I probably should have run Weakness Policy Atomize and just won because there's nothing he could have really done, but that's in the past. Next up is our choices, our pretty much main source of speed on the team in Rotom. He is Choice Scarfed with Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Trick, and Reflect with enough outspeed to outspeed Torn Tea, so Rotom can outspeed Torn Tea with a Choice Scarf with this much investment. Enough special attack to, I think, 2-shot anything with a Volt Switch or a Leaf Storm. And enough defense to take Lycanroc attack, like a Lycanroc Accelerock from high up. This was here to pretty much just be a nuisance to the team. With Leaf Storm and Volt Switch, it kind of hit everything besides the Roserade really hard. And then Trick was there for a Mudsdale switch in, a Blissey switch in, anything switch in, and just like kind of cripple it. That kind of bit me in the ass in the battle, but we'll get to that. And Reflect was there because most of the attacks I was afraid of in prep were physical. Looking back at it, I 100% should have ran Light Screen instead because his team is mostly special attackers and I'm a dunce. And then finally, our last member of the squad is our Tauros. Tauros is here to click button and do damage with the Life Orb, Sheer Force, Body Slam, Fire Blast, Facade, and Close Combat. Close Combat is one of the DLC moves it got. Body Slam plus Facade just hit everything hard. Close Combat was specifically there for the Blissey, and then Fire Blast was there specifically for the Doublade. It got Double got two-shot by Fire Blast with this investment. This investment came from my good pal Faye, who said, instead of running Naive Nature, why don't you take some out of attack and run 52 whatever. 52 plus Jolly. It's like, oh great, Faye, you're smart. I'm not. But yeah, this is the team I was going in with. My plan was to use Rotom plus Cinderace to get a lot of momentum early on, and then start clicking buttons with either Magearna or Tauros, so that Necrozma or for Necrozma to set up late game, and then this was here specifically for the Lycanroc plus physical threats outside of Mega Heracross, which my team has really good. Like, Mega Heracross should not have come to this match. I have a Mega Pidgeot plus a lot of other strong, like, flying and psychic type users. So, yeah. That's the team builder, and we're going to jump into the battle right now. Wow. So, this is the team matchup. My team is, of course, over here, towards us. And my opponent brings the Torrentee, Mudsdale, Mew, Houndoom, Rotom, and Lycanroc. Truthfully, I expected Torrentee, like, offensive Torrentee, defensive Mudsdale, setup Mew, Doublade, Rotom Wash, and Lycanroc. The Houndoom here threw me way the hell off, and I don't, like, looking back at it, I understand why he brought it. I do not believe that, or this was a very good bring in my opinion, because, like, my team outside of Rhydon has very little to switch into fire attacks. And you're going to see that very soon. So we're just going to hit this little start button because I don't want to hear this music. So I lead off with the Rotom because it's Scarfed. With the Scarf move, I'm able to click Volt Switch on anything, and if he goes into Mudsdale, I can go into anything really, because he's going to set up rocks. He switches into his Mew to take the hit, which he does take it well with that 68 damage. And I find out right here that he is Choice Scarf Mew because he has Sped Cinderace. So knowing that, I go back into my Rotom and I'm in a fantastic spot. So I was thinking, if I go back into Rotom, he has to switch out his Mew, which gives me more momentum if I click Volt Switch. In my mind, he was going to go into Mudsdale 110% of the time. And I was convinced of this, so I click Trick this turn. So I lose my Scarf very early. So I trick this Houndoom a Choice Scarf, which is super unfortunate because now Houndoom is no longer on a balloon. He is now faster, in my mind, to everything on my team. Which now he has a Scarf Fire type, a type that I can already not switch in well to. And I get a balloon on my Rotom. So I go into Cinderace thinking of Fire Attack, so I could take the Fire Attack and then do something back, but then he crits me, which I don't think matters. I was more or less sacking off Cinderace because, like, looking at the matchup, he's not the best here. And I bring in my Rhydon. Rhydon's here to set up rocks and get the fuck out. So I go back into Rotom because now he's slightly more defensive, and I take this Volt Switch, and he goes into his Torn. So already he's in a very good spot. He clicks U-turn to get the fuck out, and I click Volt Switch on his switch into that. I could have clicked Leaf Storm here, and I did click Leaf Storm here on his double out into his Houndoom, which is really unfortunate. I have to go into my Rhydon where he clicks Foul Play. I bet he was anticipating a switch into Necrozma, and that was the turn where if I would have brought Weakness Policy, that would have been the best turn to switch in Necrozma. but whatever. He goes into his Rhydon while I go for a Toxic, which is really good because this thing's a nuisance. I go into Rotom so he can set up his rocks, but I'm free. And then he switches out into his Houndoom. His Houndoom's really low. If I would have clicked an attacking move here, I think I would have won the game. Because his entire team is not... Like, he has one physical attack, two physical attackers in Lycanroc and in Mudsdale, which is super unfortunate for me to set up a Reflect. He's going for Flamethrower, and this is the turn I believe I lost the game. Because, in my mind, he would want to save it. I wasn't looking at the HP. If he would have switched out, he would have died to Rocks. So, instead of me being the smart man that I thought I was, I should have gone for Earthquake here, because he would have never switched out if I would have looked at the HP. But, me being a dumbass, I was thinking, okay, his Houndoom is here. He's definitely going to switch because this is a Rhydon in front of a Houndoom. So, in my mind, I could get the offensive switch into my Magearna and then proceed to click buttons. But he makes the smart play, and I make the dumb play of staying in and clicking Flamethrower, which is super unfortunate here because I lose my Akaberry very early. Pretty much, since I lost this Akaberry, I lose this game because now I can't take a Heat Wave from Torn or anything from Mew, which is super unfortunate. So I have to switch back into Rhydon, have it take 2 Flamethrowers from this thing instead of just taking 1, because I'm a dunce, and I click Earthquake. Now, in this turn, I don't have a good switch into Rotom anymore. So I have to let this thing go down and pray that I can live hits from the Lycanroc. This is not a good play. I go into my Tauros and I click Body Slam, find out he's pretty physically defensive, and I get Thunder Wave. This is where I thought I could break down something with Facade, because his team does not have a good switch into it, and he makes a very aggressive switch in here, Volt Switch, into his Lycanroc. And if I hit this thing, like, this thing's no longer a problem, and my Necrozma and my Magearna sweep. It pretty much sweeps this team. Like, no questions asked. But I wasn't destined to win this match, and I get paralyzed here. So I lose my Tauros to a Drill Run, and my only chance now is to set up with Necrozma. So I click the Dragon Dance on his Stone Edge, and then I live his Accelerock because he's not banded. He's probably Expert Belt or just like a item that boosts his physical attack. And then I forget he has this Scarf Mew. So now I go into Magearna. I can take this Earth Power, barely, because it's a fucking Magearna. Click Ice Beam. And now the only way I win this match right now is if he misses a Heat Wave. If he misses a Heat Wave, I'm now at +2, because this thing would die. And then Rotom and Mudsdale would die. They would lose. Pretty much this entire game rides on him missing this Heat Wave. And he hits the Heat Wave, Magearna goes down, and we lose Week 1 3-0 to Smeargle. And, like, I was upset, but not too much. I was more upset at myself for making very poor plays around the Houndoom, because I didn't expect Houndoom. I didn't have a good switch into it, and I was just I played really poorly around it. Definitely the turn where I switched into Magearna on the Houndoom is where I lost this. I'm not going to say I lost the match. It's where the match became a lot harder, because I still could have won if I got through Paralysis and knock out the Lycanroc. If I would have hit the Lycanroc that turn, I think I would have won, because then I don't know. I can count that right quick. I'm going to count that right quick. Because I still have... I don't think it killed. Give me a second. Nope. Click. Boop, boop. God damn it. Tauros versus Lycanroc, Dusk. Alright, whatever. With him being paralyzed. Don't get paralyzed. It did... It probably wouldn't have knocked him out, because he was at full plus rocks. But it definitely would have chunked him enough for me to do other things. Like, I don't think I would have won. If I would have clicked close combat there instead of facade, I think I would have won, because that guaranteed killed. But anyways, that doesn't matter now. It's in the past. We're moving on. Next week we take on Lord Buckethead and his something something something, because I don't know the team names off the top of my head. I just know who I'm playing. And I believe that matchup, I have a much... I think we can definitely bounce back from this. This was only a 3-0 loss. I'm not too concerned about this. And my team is still really good, but I did make one change to it. And let's see. So... a little preview to his team, but whatever. I dropped our Dragonite and picked up Komodo. Komodo gives us another rocker on the team, which thank God. That frees up Necrozma and Tauros, or not Tauros, Rhydon. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. My throat's getting dry. But with Komodo, it was a tier 1 pick, so it's a direct swap for Dragonite, which should not be tier 1 anymore. That's a holdover from Gen 7. I can go in detail with that later. But Komodo gives us rocks, it gives us good offensive pressure, it gives us good defensive pressure. And in this league, since it's a tier 1, it has access to Klinger's Soul, which is an omni-boosting setup move for... that I only need to take a third of my health from, which is really good. Compared to Dragonite's best setup move being Agility or Dragon Dance. Unfortunately, I'm not able to use Dragonite anymore. I really thought Magearna plus Dragonite's a really good core, but I don't see Dragonite doing much on this team when I have a Cinderace and a Tauros right there. Into Drapion. But yeah, that's our team builder, battle, and team update for the XPLA. I hope you enjoyed and have a great day. Also, before I sign out, I'd like to say that boop. If you want to come help me build for my week matchups, I do that on Twitch. I know I'm not supposed to say Twitch on YouTube, but like I'm not getting paid, so it doesn't matter. Where I build live on Twitch. It's a great time. I have a lot of fun from it, and the viewers do as well. And you help me be better at Mons, because I am hot trash, in my opinion. But this team was built on stream. I think it did well if I wasn't a dunce. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and boy, links in the description. Bye.